Hey guys, Joe Frank here, market analyst for YouTrading, and in today's video we're going to be taking a quick look at a trade idea that I'm currently monitoring. It is to do with Bitcoin, and to pretty much sum up my thesis, I think there's a growing risk of, well, you can see here on the chart, this is one-day candlesticks, that we formed a pennant structure in the last couple of weeks. Now, pennant structures can break to the downside and the upside. I mean, you know, as I always say, you got to trade what you see in the market. Although, if I had to hazard a guess, which is what I'm doing in this video, I'm thinking it's probably going to break to the upside. Why am I saying that? Well, bank crisis concerns are back in focus this week. I mean, last week we had First Republic taken into FDIC receivership and then getting bought out by JP Morgan. And the FDIC coming together to rescue their assets. We've got a bunch of other banks this week that are on the chopping blocks, like, what are their names again? Western Alliance, Bancorp, down 53% after an FT report saying they're exploring strategic options, including a potential sale of all or part of their business. PacWest Bancorp as well, struggling. And there's also this US probe into Goldman Sachs' role in SVB's failed deal, actually, that was supposed to save the bank in early March, but ended up not saving the bank, and then the bank went under and sort of triggered this whole cascade that we've seen ever since. But yeah, pretty much more banks are stumbling. And back in March, remember, at the initial stages of the bank crisis, it weighed on Bitcoin, but then people realized, Bitcoin might be a safe haven against trouble in the traditional financial sector because Bitcoin is an independent, decentralized, alternative financial system, you could argue. I mean, really, it's just a digital currency, but it's an independent form of hard money, like gold is. And speaking of gold, by the way, gold pretty much already hit. I mean, it almost perfectly followed what I said in Tuesday's video. What I thought would happen: you'd have a break above this resistance area, then wait for a retest, which happened, intraday retest. Then we had this very rapid push higher towards the top of this upwards trend channel that it's been moving higher within, and now we are within touching distance of the record highs. So yeah, gold's advancing on a safe haven bid. So why not Bitcoin as well? Well, I mean, Bitcoin is seen as a riskier asset. Obviously, it's only like 14 years old. The digital currency, that is. That was when it was first, the main Bitcoin mainnet was first launched. So, as stocks fall, which they continue to do on bank crisis concerns, pulling back from recent highs, that could be weighing on Bitcoin in the short term. But ultimately, if things keep getting worse, I'm thinking Bitcoin could break higher. Now, obviously, like I said at the start of the video, trade what you see. If we get a fall below the 21 50-day moving averages again and a break to the south of this pennant structure, well, a test of resistance in this area here, which is sort of around 26,500 to 27,000, is very likely. Could we even go lower than that? I mean, remember how choppy things got in mid-March on the bank crisis? History could repeat itself. Why not? We could potentially go to this support area here. But in the long run, I can't see a strong argument for why a US bank crisis would be bearish for Bitcoin, because there's the safe haven argument. There's also the argument about bank crisis forcing the Fed's hand into cutting rates later this year, which markets are already betting on, but markets could be betting on even more rate hikes and rate cuts, that is, later this year, and even more rate cuts in 2024. And all of that should be positive for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin not only performs well on weakness in the traditional financial sector, which spurs demand for alternatives, but it also performs well when financial conditions, like bond yields, that is, ease, bond yields falling, and if the dollar falls as well. So that's what I'm thinking about with Bitcoin at the moment. If we do get a breakout of this pennant structure, my first target would of course be a test of the yearly highs around 31,000, but then ultimately I think we're also going to hit the May 2022 high, which is around, where is that? 32,500 roughly. and potentially this low here from last January, which is around 33,000. So that's what I would be expecting on an upside break, and more, by the way, potentially as well. Um, but yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.